Hello, welcome in today's video. So yeah, it has been some time. It has been really a lot going on, but I'm back and welcome to today's video. So in today's video we have a lot to unpack, and I'm just going through them and we see how we are going to get in today's build. So today we have a big build coming up next, and I'm so happy to get started with this new build after a short period. And yeah, so let's get into it. So before we get into a build, I have a list of updates I want to first give you, and afterwards we'll get into this new build. So the a couple of things I want to highlight. In the first one is about live updates. We look at our new launch of the website, and even a couple of more things I want to update you about, like React 19, Next.js, and even using Next.js 15 to crash a big build. Let's get started. So to take you up to speed, to those ones who don't know me, I'm JB or Moke John Baptist, my original names. And a few days back, the things were not good in the previous weeks. Really, my two laptops got stolen, and that one put me in some sort of a problem where actually I didn't have a laptop to use, more especially for actually work. As I'm a freelancer, I'm not having any company I'm working for like a full-time. I'm a freelancer, and at the same time I have also a small team I lead at my small company. So when the laptops were taken, I had to get a new laptop. A new laptop actually didn't have a good sound. I recorded, if you remember very well, I recorded this video. I'm just going to pull up that video if I can find it here. So let me just actually pull up this video here. So I recorded this video, I think it must be around here. I'm just going to put maybe Zoostand. So I recorded this video of Zoostand using the new laptop's mic, and I asked people to comment. Yeah, it is this video. You can see in the last 7 days ago, that's when the last time I created the content. So in this video I created using the sound or the microphone for the laptop that I had gotten, but it wasn't really that good, and I asked the members about how it was sounding or how the sound was, and people were like it was really low. So I had to first actually look for a microphone, because already it was really somehow frustrating now with the recording and everything. And then in the midst of actually that, I also got sick. Okay, so I got sick. I don't know if it was stress and frustration due to the incidents. I don't know. Actually, I went for tests and they all came negative. So I had to take some rest, about 3 or 4 days. Actually, I was really coding at minimum hours, like about 3 hours, and I was just there empowering my team, and I wasn't doing really so much. So afterwards, I just simply got actually like I think today I just got this new mic, and I'm just now using this new mic. I don't know, guys. I still need your comments about how this mic is sounding. How is it? Is the voice audible very well? Because audio is very important when it comes to tutorials. When you are not hearing someone what is speaking, there is no how you can watch that content, and I really care about sound. So you will tell me in the comment how we sound, and I will see if I will have to get an advanced like a microphone. This one is a very small microphone, a very small one. So I don't know if it works, I will use it. If it doesn't, I will have to source for another new microphone. Or if you have a new or a good microphone that you recommend, you can also still link it in the description. Yeah, so that's about the updates. But right now I'm back, I'm good, and I'm feeling really great, and that's why I'm just like welcoming you guys with this new build, and we have a lot to unpack within this one. Where I was also just like not having energy, I was just using the rest of my time actually working on our new website, giving it a somehow it was old. I had built it like like 1 year ago, and it was looking somehow outdated, so I had to work on it to improve it with some of my team members, and I'm just going to simply go to it and I show you. Yeah, so just like simply just like to improve it, the look and the feel of the website. I think it looks like really much better right now, and yeah, I think it just like really looks much better. You can see these are some of my team members. I'm the one in white, and some of my colleagues. I'm just going to talk about them in a second, but this is just like a new website. You can check it. If you have any comments or any improvements, you are highly welcome. But we're just trying to actually still under making, but we're just trying to make it really to capture what exactly we are doing and how what we want to be really people to hire us for. And yeah, so we launched in that time. I just like was working on the new website, just like I was just spending like 1 hour or 2 hours on it. I wasn't like really doing that much. So during the development of the new website, I realized a couple of things that actually also changed my mind in what content I'm going to create next. Okay, as you can see here, need this app to showcase. If you look here up here on this, we have here where we have industries, and these are the industries we want to showcase. Okay, want to showcase for all these industries: food delivery, grocery, e-commerce, laundry. We have all these services, and they're about actually 16 use cases. And I want to build one app in each of these industries. At least we should be having a food delivery application working, a grocery delivery app, tax and transportation, fitness, healthcare. So we need at least one or more apps within each of these categories, because we are going to build individual pages for these different industries. At least want to build at least one app for each of these industries. And then we have also different business models, like for instance, if you want a TikTok clone. So you're just going to have a lot of apps that has to be built: Instacart, eBay, Amazon. So like we have to have those different business models that it will be easy for our clients really to get into it. Like if someone comes like, I want something which is like an Amazon, and you already have Amazon website or Amazon clone both for the mobile app and the e-commerce, it is very easy to customize it to that individual, and he makes that. So I'm going to get into a serious really building intensively, and that's how we are going to be moving forward, because I need to build all these use cases for our website. But in the meantime, I will be showing you how I'm going to be building all these clones. So, and this that's like it gave us a trend. I'm just going to talk about the upcoming builds, but this was inspired by these applications that we need on our website. As I told you, we need a lot of like all these ones. When you click like on this, it should take you to landing page where it talks about that business model. If you go to this industry like food and delivery, it should take you on a food delivery landing page, but actually showcasing the app we have built in that sector and all that. Then even our services and all that kind of stuff. So like, yeah, that is the trend or the direction I want to go in terms of what we're just going to really work on next. The website is still undergoing. If you realize, we have a lot of things working. A lot of pages really are working, like contacts, like you can also sign in and sign out. We have a lot of things which are really already working, but still we still have a lot of work in progress. and you can also give us your input in the comment section. If there's anything we can just like really improve, or something you didn't like. And another thing we want to talk about is that I have a really strong team that I'm working with. There are not so many, and I just built this team intentionally, like about like 2 years, 1.5 years back. I think it's like 1 year back. Yeah, like in time of 1 year back, I intentionally started building this hub coding school. I think we have somewhere. Let me see here if I can see something like coding school. I'm just going to click on any of these pages here, and it will take us like to this other website. You guys are familiar with this site. This is why I have the one for the coding school. So this this is the website for the coding school, .desab.com. And if you just look at the students, or you look at this hub coding school, it is part of this hub, and I use this one to train those people who are going to work at this hub. I really want to. I'm so much intentional about the people I want to develop into the team I want to work with. I just like really mentor those guys by myself, and we are always helping each other. And most of these ones come when they are really green. There is no one here who have a degree in computer science. All these ones are like senior for high school guys. You can see very young very young individuals, and I'm just putting up that team. So in that team, I have I think two senior full stack developers that are really contributing so high to these applications. Like the developing of like thisHub.com, the new one, was like deeply working with Colin. You can also check out these are really my top students. These two, Moses and Collins. Those are like the students like who are really who have now turned into be workers, because right now they have really showed their talent. They are really good. You can read more about them. I'm just going to leave also this link to this. You can just like check on them. You look at their work they have done, but these are just like the team members. So someone who works better, when someone in the team works better, he really shows that he is now matured in building the applications. We move him to the sub team. So we have a sub team, a team of developers that we use in these in the projects, depending on the quality of work that this person has really shown. I'm the one who is mentoring them, like everything. Like they're really good. Like if you look at their projects, you can just like check on their projects. You can just like look, apart from the ones I've given them, they have executed, but you can check on their personal individual projects that they have built during the course of learning. And these ones that I've been learning offline before I even went into teaching online. So I have even others who are like really working hard to cross to the big team, but we have guys. I'll just keep on like updating this list. We have so many, but those ones are put here are only those ones who have like some good work, and those ones who have stayed with us for some good time. Yeah, so that is about the team, and this team is going to be really helping me in developing some of these apps, and I'm really happy because they have really helped me to come this far. Like they helped me to do some of the work. Like when I'm not okay, there's a client project, they really work on those projects, and that's how we manage to move on. And if you want to also get to be part of this sub team, also you can just like reach me on WhatsApp, and then we can talk more about how you can contribute or how you can get part of us, and we see what we can also just like put up and build with the world. And there are a lot of potential. That's why I created the WhatsApp group. If you haven't joined our WhatsApp group, please check in the description. There is a link to our WhatsApp group, and then join the WhatsApp group. I really have a lot of talent in our WhatsApp group. We're right now over 300 plus, and I'm just looking forward of how to get some of the really good talent from the WhatsApp group and get them on the team, and we see how we can collaborate on different projects. Okay, so that is much about the team. Okay, so let's talk about the upcoming builds. So in reaction to these applications that I need here, so I was looking for the best way I can build these applications and showcase them on our website. So there is no any other way. I'm not going to get any other different time. The only time I have is actually this time when I'm building on YouTube or teaching the courses. So that's the only part, and that's how I've been building some of the applications. So just going to use the same trend. I will build most of these applications here on YouTube. I will be building those applications one by one. We have food delivery, grocery, e-commerce, tax, fitness, and as you can see, we'll be not only just building them like Next.js application. It will be actually a full stack application. It will have to be a mobile app plus a web application. If we are going to build, for instance, an Uber clone, or we are building an Amazon clone, we have to actually build the API. We build the front end using Next.js, and then the back end using like Node or the ones we are going to discuss in a second. So we'll be building both a web application and a mobile application, like both web app and mobile app. This is going to help us if someone wants a web app alone, we give them the web app. If they want a mobile app, then we can just give them a mobile app. But we will be having actually both of them working, both the web application and the mobile application. So the builds are going to be really mature and advanced, more than the ones we have been doing previously. Okay, so next is we'll be using Next.js with Tailwind on the front end. As you can see, we are heavy using Next.js, one of the most modern tech stack of all time. Really nice, really fast, really nice. So you're going to be using on the front end. Most people ask me, what are you going to be using in these builds? We are going to be using Next.js with Tailwind on the front end, and then you're going to be using React Native with Native Wind. Those ones who doesn't know Native Wind, it is like similar to, you can just say, come here and say Native Wind. You can see like Native Wind is just the same as Native, yeah. So we're going to be using Native Wind. It's just like actually Tailwind, but for React Native. So we'll be using React Native and Expo plus, I think I should just also indicate here that this is going to be React Native with Expo. So you're just going to say with Expo. So you'll be using React Native with Expo, then with Native Wind on the front end. So this is going to be our tech stack for the front end, and then on the back end, we are going to be building the API. And the API, you're going to be using Node.js with Typescript. Honor, there is now a new kid on the block that I'm really happy. I was trying it out last time, this Honor. It is really nice. I think I'm just going to actually start using Honor, and it was also just commented by one of the guys in the WhatsApp group. He really explained. I went ahead, went into Honor and started watching these tutorials, coming on the documentation. Their documentation is so cool. It doesn't even compare to the one of Express. Like really, it is really good. So we are going to be using Honor also for some of our backends, but we're going to be building using Node, Honor. There is also Dino. The creator of Node.js created now Dino. I'm not sure if I will be like really building big apps. I'm still waiting for it to be somehow like really fast there about for some good time. But Honor, I'm so much positive about it than Dino. There is we're going to be using Firebase in some instances, like some apps are going to be using Firebase for the backend. There is Supabase. Then we're going to be using Postgres versus MongoDB. And even in today's build, we might actually use Postgres. I just want to challenge myself, and I see how we're going to be using Postgres. And I think I ever built one app while we used Postgres. That was the invoice app. You can also check it on my YouTube channel, the invoice generator. I think we used Postgres. That was Supabase. And most of the builders have been using MongoDB. I will just try to use Postgres with Neon. Okay, and then we'll be also using Prisma. And then there is Drizzle. Like, haven't tried with Drizzle. I'm just going to create, I think, a crash course about for 1 hour about using Drizzle. I haven't used so much Drizzle actually, but I think we need also to get and test on Drizzle. Then another one on the back end, there is Laravel, there is Django. It will be depending. I just really want to concentrate in the JavaScript world, but you know, I have a lot of. I was teaching Laravel for some good time, and people keep coming to me like, can you just like make it in Laravel? I don't know if I will just like build at least one app in Laravel, like the back end. I don't know. But it's just like really easy to use Laravel compared to actual JavaScript. That's like Laravel is just like really easy. And then like the mode of delivery for all this content, as you can see, it is going to be really intensive and really hard. Okay, you know, it is very easy to talk, but implementation is always really hard to implement. And it is one thing I've always learned to challenge myself to really implement things. As you can see on my YouTube channel, I have like these crazy big builds, like wow, we build for 8 hours in a single run, or even like 40 episodes, 30 episodes. Just because I always try to really start something and build it to see it through. And I think most of you guys, you should adopt to that. Most people just build for 1 week, they hate the app, they feel they can't move on with the app, and then they abandon it. You need to actually learn how to get things done, at least get through. Like you build at least an MVP, it gets done, and then like you can improve it later. Okay, so I always just try to build something and I see it through. So another thing is, so as you can see, the content is going to be really massive, more than the one I've created earlier. We are going to be using, I will be creating some crash courses. For instance, I can just create like a 4-hour build or 6-hour build free on YouTube. But then the remain of the content is going to be delivered in the form of courses. And why am I delivering them in the form of courses? The first thing is that I need to survive while I'm building all this. This is going to be a really long journey building these builds. Okay, as you can see here, the building, like talking is okay, but if you're going to build an Amazon clone, really something which is going to take you a month or even 2 months building all these, and you're putting in like crazy hours, like 8-hour builds, and then like you take about like maybe about like 3 weeks or 4 weeks building. So it is just like really a lot of work. And what it means is that I will have somehow to look for a way of surviving while I'm building those ones. So I'm just going to, you have to bear with me, like some of these ones are going to be delivered as courses. For instance, we can just say a build is going to be having Next.js, React Native with Expo plus maybe Node.js, and then we build a tax app or Uber clone, and then like we build Uber clone, and later it's going to be released as a course. And it's not going to be just like Uber clone mobile app, but it's going to be Uber clone web application, and then Uber clone mobile app. So you can see like the build is going to be really huge. Okay, they're going to be really huge, and takes really courage to get into like to, you know, to tell yourself or to promise yourself that you're going to build those applications. It is a very big promise, and I want to bear with me. Some of them are going to be delivered as a course, so that actually in the long run I can actually get a way how I can be maintained. Okay, it's going to be really a serious drive. So we're going to have like on YouTube for free those who cannot manage to buy the courses, but those who are going to really want to go into deep, getting the code in detail, like looking at the code I've built, or even like getting like help or something, we're just going to be as courses. We're just going to be like some paid courses. I just want to tell you in this. So next I'm just going to talk about is the React 19 drama. So The React 19 started, like, it was really nice. The React 19, when it was were told they're going to release it, there was a lot of hype on YouTube. React 19 was everywhere. I was reading like the blogs and everything. They're like hyping these new features they're bringing, and as they released the canary version of the React 19, which the Next.js and others use, the React query use, people started like just like trying to use it to see how it was performing. And one thing was actually noticed, and that was the suspense. So the suspense, how it used to work, they changed its implementation in React 19. And the React 19 team, how they were explaining it, they were defending it, it is like in a good way and all that too, and all that. The community, on the other hand, how they reacted on that feature, specifically the suspense, how to be implemented, because in React 19 they made it to be a waterfall. Like one, if you had like 3 components fetching, one has to wait another. Like this one has to be done, then it waits until it is done, then you go to the second one. But in the React 18, how suspense has been working is that you actually fetch things in parallel. You can fetch as you are fetching users, you can be fetching other things in parallel, which was in how suspense used to work in React 18. But in React 19, that was changed. And if you just like want to read more details about this, there is this blog by, I think this guy is called the owner of this TK Dodo blog. I think he's called Dominic. Dominic is the maintainer of React Query, and he's like a really senior developer. So he's one of the guys who actually implemented the suspense in React Query, and they found it had a different behavior, and this whole opened up a mixed reaction on Twitter. People just like saying this is too bad, they cannot accept to be released, it cannot work and everything. And this has caused a lot of drama. He explains the whole thing, how it started, everything here, how everything started. He explained it in this blog. I'm just also going to leave a link to this blog you can read. I read it, and I was getting how he was explaining like the actual issue, the suspense in React 18 and suspense in React 19, where they introduced the concept of waterfall. So, but they think the big thing I can just like read for you, I think it is just here. A lot of people on the internet were surprised about and afraid of these changes and blah blah. So this has delayed the release of an actual React 19, because after all people complaining about how this suspense was implemented in React 19, the React team, the developers, had to sit back and see how they are going to change. They had made a lot of changes on top of that suspense concept to build more features on top of it. So now they have to unpack everything, and they rebuild it using now the old concept of React 18 suspense, so which has made actually the delay to release the React 19. And now in the next worry was Next.js is actually using React 19 in their Next.js 15 stable version. So that was also just like opening a lot of questions, and like everyone was like wondering like, are we really using like React 19 even when it has a lot of issues to be fixed and all that? But Next.js says they are taking into consideration what the community was discussing and everything, and they just went ahead and made Next.js 15 a stable version, and it is what just right now we are using currently. So with that talk about React 19 and Next.js, we're also going to dive into the before let's talk about some of the features of Next.js 15. To me, I think like there is a blog that was written here, a blog that was released on October 21st after the release of Next.js 15, after making it stable. There was a detailed blog on Next.js, breaking down Next.js 15 on the features that were released. And you can see here they have a long list of features that were actually released. You can see they brought this code mode CLI. I'm just going to be referencing to their documentation or how they explain these things in their blog. I believe if you have been around the internet, you have seen this blog, or you have read this blog, or you can just simply go to nextjs.org. You go to blogs, it is one of the blogs on top here, and you will see some of the features that were released. There is this code mode CLI. So this is a command prompt that was built purposely to help people migrate from Next.js 14 to the latest Next.js 15. So they brought this command line interface to help you migrate. Now, to most people, I would say if you already have your working website which is working very well in Next.js 14, please just maintain that version. There is nothing which is going to break. Just in the new websites, you can build them using Next.js 15, but in the you don't need to really shift your old versions of Next.js websites to shift them to Next.js 15. And to me, I think there is no really big changes. Even when they have a long list of changes, there are no really serious big changes apart from the two they released, which is caching and the async request. There is no much big changes, as we are going to see. The second one, they made async request APIs, and this is just the way we're making if you just go to read about this one, they changed how we have been getting this, most especially the cookies. Okay, so the cookies now you have to await them instead of just getting them direct. The cookies, how we used to get them from the header. Now we just have to request them as this. That's is something you might actually have not even been using. It's not a big concept. If you're not just implementing your own authentication from scratch, you might not actually not have used these cookies a lot. If you have been using them, they changed how you get them. Just like this. Now you have to await them. There is this change actually makes a breaking change of how you implement it, even as you can see here. And the best way to get the problems, as you saw this founder of React Query, Dominic, as he said, the best way to find out these changes, the breaking changes, is actually to build applications with it. As you are building, you actually see the actual differences from the previous version. Okay, don't just read blogs, go and watch a lot of YouTube videos of the features. Simply implement, and in the implementation you are going to start getting some of these features as they were changed, and then there you will understand them really in details. So they released a lot of features, as you can see, and one that I was happy about, I think all of us were happy about, I think they are ready to caching. They changed how caching works, and specifically they stopped caching for the routes. If you're using the gate route, that was caching by default, and we used to say to pass in the fetch, you pass that you don't have if you just go scroll down here about the caching, now route handlers are no longer cached by default. This is just a big change to me. I think in the Next.js 15 release, the biggest change is that the caching is now by default is you don't have it things cached by default. You have to do the caching by yourself, and you have control over it. And this is not only for these route handlers, they are doing this for the client router cache, so they are no longer now cached. And then they tell you if you want to cache, now you have to pass it intentionally to cache things, which is really nice. Caching was giving you have to hustle to get data to really reflect in real time. So right now we'll be having data showing in real time as a default, and then you can cache wherever you want. Of course, there is some cache that remained. If you're navigating between pages, there is still some cache to avoid reload of the pages all the time. But the most of the caching that is really when you create like a new resource or a new to-do, the caching is not there. I'm just going to use the routes to test this in today's build. So of course we have talked about they are using React 19, and another thing that I think we're happy about is Turbo Pack. After using Turbo Pack, I think it is really nice. The development, I noticed like a really big difference when you're just like using Turbo Pack. It's somehow faster compared to the previous, I think the previous one. Turbo Pack is somehow faster. Then others, there is they brought in TypeScript support. This one they brought it in 14.2. Then they also brought this next form, of which to me I don't think it is a big deal. If you read about the next form, they brought this action / where you can send the data. The inputs can be sent. Like if you just say this, they will send this in the props. This is only good for search functionality, and like most times it's going to be search or filters. This one is going to be used for search and filters, whereby if you just like now submit, it's going to append this name as a query. It's going to append it as a search query to this search page. It will just append this query. Okay, that's what just like is going to be doing. They have an example you can check. Otherwise, to the features, I think they also brought this self-hosting. You can just like go ahead and reread more about it, but I don't think like there are like really big changes apart from caching and the Turbo Pack. And then they also brought in this thing of showing you. They show you. I think this is how they show you the under development and build performance. They show you if this page is static or it is dynamic, so that you just differentiate the pages right away in the development mode. And we'll be unveiling all these features in the next build, the one you're just going to actually dive in a second. Okay, yeah, so let's just like get started with the build. So I'm just going to like pause in this, take water. I'm just going to come in the next session where we talk about the build and we get started with the build.